All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
Wow. Steph Curry. Wow. Hey, welcome to NorCal Sports Network, everyone. Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors just pulled off a big victory, huge victory, even though it's only game 2. To come back the way they did, down 6-9 at one point, 109-100. Steph Curry defeats Aaron Gordon tonight. What a game. What a game, everybody. We'll break it all down for you. We'll have some people hopefully joining us tonight. But, wow. Let us thank our sponsor of the show, Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in all of California. Make sure you give Chapman Law Group a call at 415-613-9483. That's right, 415-613-9483. Chapman Law Group. You got a personal injury situation, make sure you give Chapman Law Group a call. They'll get you top dollar. Make sure you let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. All right, everybody. Get the band off there. What a game. What a game. Entertainment galore. Aaron Gordon is Aaron Lost. Yeah, baking those cookies. Man, he was baking tonight. What the heck got into Aaron Gordon, everybody? That was unreal. That was unreal. Watching that guy shoot 8 for 8 before he missed a three-pointer. And, man, that was just a phenomenal game. A phenomenal game. But Steph Curry coming down the stretch hits like 16, 17 straight points for the Warriors, including the tying bucket. Was just so clutch, man. Steph, 14, 25 tonight, 6 for 12 from 3. Started off very cold. He was, I think he was at 3 for 9 at one point. And then he finishes up at 6 for 12. So he made his last 3, but he was just, oh man, what can you say? And then Jimmy Bucket's coming up with the big 3-pointer to ice the game. That was just, he's so clutch, man. I don't know. Will Richard playing great. Jonathan Kuminga with a unbelievable switch there at the end to steal the ball or deflect it to get the steal. Kuminga just looks so different, man. He just looks like he has learned the game. He's not forcing anything. He's playing good D. What else can you say? Mark Graves says, my goodness, Curry is unbelievable. No gambling accusation. The modern day GOAT. Absolutely. What? Yeah, Steph Curry is a monster. Yes. We are good evening, everyone. The FBI was very busy today. Yes, they were. Make sure you guys do hit that like button. Yes, please hit that like button. It does help the show out quite a bit. Push it out to more people. Deloading. Let's go. All right. Hey, let me do this. Let me do this here. And I am going to put the link in there for deloading to, hop in. What did I do? I did the wrong button. That's what I did. Hold on a sec, guys. I don't know if my crew's going to show up or not. I didn't hear from them tonight. So here we go. All right. Deloading's always good to come in, give a good analysis of the ball game. There we go. All right. Let's see. 1 second here while I do a little text here. Okay, here we go. All right, deloading. I got you there. Hop on in. NorCal Sports Talk Live. Absolutely. That situation is sketchy. What was he saying there? NorCal Sports Talk. They better reopen the investigation on Otani. Yeah, different leadership at the FBI nowadays. Get her done. Oh, yeah. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Whoa, wow. Yeah, I tell you, this was, opened up this game tonight, 10-0 run by the Warriors to open up 10-0. They look like they're going to just blitz the Warriors. But, in the NBA, it's a game of runs, right? Denver comes right back, and it's 10-10. And then Denver takes a pretty decent lead. And, shoot, I forgot my water in the other room. I don't have anybody to go get it for me. But, Jokic was off tonight, man. He was 2 of 13 from 3-point range. He only got 21 points, I believe. Isn't that what Jokic ended up with? 21? Yeah, 21 points total. Murray, 25, but Aaron Gordon, 50. Look at that. Between three players, those dudes scored 96 points. Gordon, Jokic, and Murray, 96 points. The big three for the Warriors would have been 42 for Steph, 21 for Jimmy Buckets. So that's 63. And the next man up was 14 for Kuminga, 77. So it was really Curry that just comes through. I mean, what can you say about this guy? 17-year veteran, and I mean, he is just a magician. He's just a magician out there. And yeah, it's just fun to watch. Very fun to watch. Hey, deloading. Oh, there you are. I just looked. You're down there. I didn't even notice you were there. I'm used to seeing a picture. I just see the big logo, the D. So welcome in, deloading.
That was unreal. I'm still so amped up from that. That is just, I don't even know what to say. That was unreal. I was going crazy. Like,
yeah.
Those are the type, like, I was so excited for this game because this is a prove-it game. Like, the team has high expectations, and this is one of the top 3 teams in the league. And they made basically every shot in the first half. They didn't miss, and they're only down 9. But for them to come back, those 2 threes that Steph hit, and then for the way they played in overtime, that is just unreal. That's such a prove-it win. I'm so happy right now.
Oh, well, how about let me pull this up. It's 109-100 Nuggets, all right? Will Richard. Oh man. He just looked like
unreal.
A vet. He's wearing number 3 like the old Jordan Poole. He's got the same look, and he drills a 3. He just pulls up with confidence, makes it 109-103. Steph makes a driving layup, 109-105. And then Murray makes a layup, 111-105. Kuminga makes the one, basically, I guess it was a dunk, but 111-107.
He was unreal too.
Yeah.
Kuminga played with so much poise in the fourth and overtime. It was so good to see. He was so great tonight.
Yeah.
So great.
Cam Johnson hits a 3 to make it 114-07. Curry makes a 2, 114-09. And then the key, after Jokic makes a 10-foot 2-point shot to make it 116-109, couple of misses here and there. And then Butler missed that 32-foot. He had to throw it up to beat the shot clock. Didn't hit it. Denver gets the ball back, and then Murray misses the 20-foot jump back, footstep back of the jump shot, and then Nikola Jokic gets the rebound, and then Jokic misses a 4-footer, and then Curry gets fouled, makes 2 free throws, but then after Murray misses that layup and the Warriors get the rebound, Curry comes down and Brown fouls Curry on a 3-pointer. And at that point, I felt like the momentum was shifting. Like, okay, Steph makes all 3, down 2, 116, 114. And then Jokic makes 1 of 2 free throws to go up by 3, and then Curry hits the big bomber to tie it at 117.
How deep was that?
Yeah, that was a 26-footer, that one. But then Gordon comes back and hits a 3, his 10th or 11th of the night, and it's 120, 117. And this is when I'm like, okay, you've got 25.7 seconds to go. And I'm thinking, do they go for a quick 2 and then try and steal and then foul if they don't get a steal? Or do they go for the tie? And Steph makes a 34-foot three-pointer to tie it. It goes to overtime. And then, of course, the overtime was all Warriors. In OT, it started out with Steph making a 28-foot 3 up by 3, and then Gordon gets a old-fashioned 3 with a driving layup and fouled and gets the and 1, ties it up 123. Jokic puts the Nuggets ahead 125, 123. But then Al Horford makes I thought that was, you can't take away saying Steph's wasn't the key shots of the night. Definitely were, but Horford's 3-pointer was huge from the corner. He's like, and
yep.
Frank's joining us. Welcome in, Big Red. What a game. I'm just breaking down the sequence here in overtime. After Horford makes that 3, puts the Warriors up by 1, and then Jamal Murray gets that bad pass. I think, is that the one where Kuminga switched and deflected it?
So Curry was on the back and poked it out to Kuminga.
Okay, that was it.
And then
Kuminga
Kuminga did
steals,
the Euro fast break.
And Kuminga makes it a 2-point shot, 128, 125. Murray makes a layup, 128, 127. Then Green makes the bucket where it was goaltending, 130, 127. And then Jimmy Butler makes that 3 from the top of the 3-point circle that pretty much, I kind of felt like that was icing it because you're up 6 with 40 seconds left. And then Curry makes it another bucket, 135, 127. Then they let Gordon, gets the dunk and then the free throws. But my goodness, we're seeing the maturation of Jonathan Kuminga right before our eyes. We're watching him the reason he didn't get a lot of the playing time in some of the playoffs, especially not last year, but even more so the year before when I think they got bounced by Sacramento that year. Was that in the play-in or was that?
Yeah, they're the 10th seed.
Yeah. Is Kuminga just didn't understand a lot of the defensive switching but I watched that defense at the end tonight and they were just, the switches that they were doing and then they'd switch back real quick, which was, excellent. Frank, give us your take on this game. What a game.
Well, I just love how you're breaking it down. As a basketball fan, this is gold, man. This is bullion just watching this stuff because, I like to acknowledge the other team as well. I think Denver played a good game. I think if Adelman loses too many more of those types of games, they'll be running him out of town. But, I've been watching Aaron Gordon since he was 12, 13 years old. And to see him evolve into an all-star caliber player brings joy to me. I'm pretty good friends with his agent, Calvin Andrews. So I want to acknowledge Aaron for his stellar play. With that said, Stephen Curry has brought me so much joy, playing the game of basketball. And if you have any fear about anything, just watch him because he's not afraid. He's not afraid, and that permeates through not only throughout that building, but I think for every basketball fan in the world watching this, because it's unbelievable. It really is. And the NBA needed this game to take the attention off of what everybody else is thinking about at this point. So, you also mentioned Jonathan Kuminga. I think it's a combination, as I said, I believe it was last night, a couple of nights ago. I don't remember. There was a meeting ground between Jonathan Kuminga and Steve Kerr. He's extending a lot more trust. Clearly, this is year 5. So he's experienced. There isn't too many things he hasn't seen before. And he's being selfless. He's leaning into his teammates. And he's developing, man. This dude he's the best defensive player on the Warriors right now. Playing smart defense, extending his defense, making great passes, making timely buckets. I'm having great pleasure watching Jonathan Kuminga play basketball. And I think the foundation is really about trust that he's exhibiting to his teammates and coaches, and Kerr and his teammates are trusting him as well. It's beautiful to watch.
I just looked. They didn't give him the block, but he had one of the biggest defensive plays of the night. He came weak side help and forced a Jokic miss in OT. They didn't give him a block for it. It looked like a block, but that was like the biggest play of the game. They put him in with like 20 seconds left in the fourth for that defensive possession, and then he played the entire overtime. He was unbelievable tonight.
Yeah,
really
absolutely. Absolutely. and he's not forcing things. He's not trying to be Superman. I think he's almost being a little too unselfish right now, in that he looks like he could take some guys right to the bucket and go up and score, but he's looking more to pass as the defense collapses into the key. He realizes that either Steph's open, Jimmy might be open, or Buddy Hield. Somebody's open. And Al Horford, I love the fact he loves that corner, that right corner, right? That's his shot.
He does.
That's his shot. And the other thing, I think we're in game 2, guys. There's 80 more to go. Will Richard is going to get better. This kid is not afraid of the moment. When he pulled up for that 3 when they were down 9, and big. He'd already missed 1 or 2, right? Shots.
There's like 4 minutes left in the game. This isn't the Portland Trailblazers. He's in there against the Nuggets with Jokic and playing in high leverage minutes, and he didn't look flustered at all.
No, this guy's a national champion. The saying of the heart of a champion, there's a lot of truth to that. If you've played championship ball and you were one of the leaders of a championship team, nothing phases you. That's why and I'm not going to divert here too much at all, but I just say I'm so much for the Tony Vitello hire, the Giants. People are saying, oh, he's college. The guy's a champion. He'll be fine. But this Warrior team, they're going to go through periods of difficulty. It's an old team, and it's very young right now in the season. So they all have fresh legs. The problem comes around January, right? January, February, when it's kind of, you've heard in baseball, the dog days of summer. This is the dog days of winter in the NBA, when guys are just like tired and it gets you got this rough travel. You get those 6-game road swings, and you got some back-to-backs, and you've played 40-plus games. You start to get a little tired. The biggest hurdle that this team's going to have, and I think Steve Kerr's perfect for it because he is a veteran of many years coaching and playing. He's going to – and he played on that Last Dance team, right? Wasn't he on the Last Dance with the Bulls?
Yeah.
Okay. So an older, aging team, not as old as this one, but you're going to see Steve map out guys where, I know Horford's not playing tomorrow.
No, but they got Moses Moody will play tomorrow. So he's coming back. They got Melton coming back soon.
I'd sit Steph tomorrow personally. I'd just give him a little break. I don't know. Maybe it's too early. Maybe
it's too early. The thing with this West is that you're going to need these games in February and March. And if you're playing a team like Portland at home, you just got to stack these wins.
Yeah. We got some questions here. You think the Warriors can get the freak if the Bucks start to lose? You're going to have to give up Jimmy buckets to get the freak, and you're going to have to probably give up Kuminga. I don't know if that'd be too much. I don't know what Giannis's salary is. Is it about 59, 60? I don't know.
There's just the thing with that is there's just other teams that have way better packages than we do for Giannis. Like the Spurs could give a way better package for him than we could.
Yeah. Oh, the Spurs, man. We'll get into that point. It's a 2-team race. I think going to be a 2-team race for MVP this year if these guys both stay healthy. And in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Wembanyama. If you saw Wembanyama play last night, he's playing like I can play guard, but I'm 7'5", and I'm going to just dominate. I'm going to take you to the hoop, and I am going to destroy you. And if he plays like that, I think this dude could average 40 in the league if he wanted to. I really do. I mean, he's that talented. He can shoot from the three. He can post you up. He can take you on the dribble, off the dribble, fast break. I think I would expect you're going to see. He will average a double-double. That's what I'll say. He's going to average 30 a game this year and probably 12 to 15 rebounds a game.
If he doesn't, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Because, he's the most talented big man the game's ever seen.
Ever. Yeah.
And so now it isn't about how good he is. It's about what's his hunger like. Is he going to go out and put together a 40-piece, like you said, on the second inning of a back-to-back? Is he going to be able to play with some pain? What is he going to do when teams put some junk defenses at him? Because if I was a coach in San Antonio, I would play zone most of the game against him. I'd rather him shoot 2s and 3s, but I wouldn't play a whole lot of man against him because he's too good. But there's some things that you can do to be competitive against the Spurs. So, he's a spectacle. He's a marvel. But this is the NBA, man. You got to do it every night, man. You have to do it every night.
Yeah. Bill says, Aaron Gordon, born in San Jose. Yeah, didn't he go to Midi?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Okay. Man.
Watch him play Sora a bunch.
What a game. Thanks, Bill. What a game he played tonight, man. That was something else. Bill also says a little too early to claim Wemby's the greatest ever. I'd still take Kareem.
No one said that.
I didn't say he was a better player. I say he's the most talented big that we've ever seen. I'll stamp that right now.
Oh, yeah. That's correct. He's unbelievable.
Mr. Ball cannot do the things that this young man can do. Doesn't mean he'll have the career. It doesn't mean that he'll be a better player. But when you are evaluating basketball skills, are you kidding me? This dude's one of the most talented players the game has ever seen, period.
Yeah. Kareem had the sky hook. Without the sky hook, he's probably another big man, because
close to the defensive player that Wemby is.
Yeah, Kareem didn't have a shot that he'd back you down and post up and shoot, take
Wemby
too many shots.
Wemby ISO step back threed on AD yesterday, and then the next play, he had a reverse and one dunk like it was a 6-foot Nerf hoop.
Oh, I saw that.
Like it was nothing. Like
this dude looks like
unbelievable.
This dude looks like what I can do playing with my grandson in the living room with his little Nerf ball with the 2-foot hoop. The one that's the little tykes. Where this guy he's 7'5". His reach has got to be over. It's got to be close to 9+ feet. He probably stands flat-footed and can almost touch the rim.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
He got long arms.
Yeah. He's a freakish he is a unicorn, as they say. I've never seen a basketball player at that tall with that much skills, ball handling skills. And I get a little nervous because I think, I watched Chet Holmgren play and I think he's going to, be like Gumby and just snap. And then I see Wemby and I say, oh my gosh, he's so tall. And yet he's bulked up this offseason. He's not the same physical guy he was last year. I bullied a little guy in the living room. It's just, no, I mean, this guy's just unreal. So I was going to say, if you want to, it is plus 360 to bet him as MVP. I'm not sure if we wanted to get into betting though. My goodness. There was a question in here and I think it might've been for you, Frank. Do you think, or maybe it was for me, I can't remember where it was, but it was something about gambling. Do you think the NBA should allow gambling? I think the cat out of the bag, the horse is out of the barn. Pretty tough to undo it now, isn't it?
They make too much money.
I think so. And it's funny. The gentleman's name is Jimmy, and he says, Frank, what is your opinion on Chauncey? So I'll kind of attack both of those. Without knowing all the facts, and I'm not going to come on air and convict anybody. But this is a bad look. And this isn't about gambling. This is about decision making. And regardless of the depth of innocence or what guilty, I guess would be the alternative to that. There were some bad decisions that were made. And this has nothing to do with basketball. This has everything to do with decision making. And Chauncey Billups is a guy who is really revered, as a good guy, as a leader, as a humanitarian. And this is going to live with him for the rest of his life. And, it really impacted my day, to be quite honest with you. The other young man, I'm not surprised. I don't know if he's guilty or innocent, but I'm not.
Rozier?
Yeah, I'm not really surprised by that. And I'll just leave it at that. Hopefully both of these guys will come out of this the best that they can. But from a basketball fan rooting perspective, I'm very disappointed that Chauncey's name was associated with this. I don't like that.
Here's my take on this Chauncey deal. If the allegations are true, there's still, we live in America, everybody gets their day in court, right?
Right.
If they're true, what they're saying about the poker and the situation with the mob, the Italian mob, and everybody being in on the and they were using Chauncey to bring high dollar people in, and the games were fixed. My My guess, and now I could. This is just summation on my part. Okay, just speculation. I don't think Chauncey would just volunteer to get into that and say, "Oh, this is a way I can make money." My guess is that, like anybody that can have a problem in their lives, can become an addiction, whether it's alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling, whatever it is. If he got into some deep debt, possibly, and maybe they forced him, this is the way that they were going to get their money back, that they were going to use Chauncey to as a kind of a scapegoat. You're gonna pay us back, or if not, you're gonna deal with the mob. And I'm sure, I don't know. This is just speculation because I can't see Chauncey doing that just to say, hey, you know what? This is a way that I can make a buck. I just don't see that. He's got too much character. My guess is people do desperate things when they're in a desperate situation.
Yeah, that's why I'm not even, drawing a conclusion about guilt or innocence. Just to be associated with this is disappointing, simply because, you know what? And I talked to my mom about this. It literally takes you a lifetime to build a reputation. You know,
a moment to throw
and
it
it
away.
takes a moment to have it just obliterated. And I mean, okay, you have reputation, then you have the possibility of paying even deeper consequences. So, for somebody who I root for and I admire, I'm just disappointed that his name is associated with this. And that's that's about as far as I'll go with it, because the facts have not been articulated. And as you said, I think everybody truly deserves their day in court to represent themselves in the best manner that they can.
Yeah. It's something else. I've seen some stuff in here about Ohtani versus, got Ohtani in here a couple times. Is Ohtani versus Wemby, who's better? Well, that's a tough call. I would say Wemby's got the higher upside talent-wise, but Ohtani's got he's got the hardware. He's proven himself. He's done it. Wemby's only in his third year. He's got to stay healthy. I think if Wembyana stays healthy, they might have to change rules of the game for this guy, just because he's going to dominate it like nobody's ever seen.
But it really comes down, Dan, to championships.
Yeah,
that's what it's about. I mean, you can be kind of a circus, the main attraction, and I'm sure the ratings for NBC were off the chart. The NBA, and all of these partners are looking for an epicenter for ratings, and Wemby's going to be that, and Luka's going to be that. Steph still has that ability, but it really comes down to winning and winning championships. And you got a lot of quality teams in the NBA. We don't know if he can deal with the rigors that the NBA, demands that you negotiate with. But from a talent perspective, from a basketball perspective, I just love watching them play. I would give Ohtani the edge at this point because, as you said, he's already done it. I mean, this guy is. I mean, we grew up as kids thinking about Babe Ruth and how mystical that was. This guy is kicking Babe Ruth's ass.
Yeah. And speaking, I'll give you a little peek preview. I will have a video out tomorrow on the channel about Shohei Ohtani. Is he the GOAT? And just a little preview about that for you guys. I'll be comparing him with one Barry Lamar Bonds. And I'll just say this without revealing too much. It isn't close. Okay? It isn't close. So, and you'll have to figure out which way it isn't close. You'll have to watch tomorrow. All right? So that's my World Series teaser that'll be out tomorrow. I think this NBA season this Western Conference is going to be a bear. You're looking at the Warriors as one of the championship contenders, and they're going to have trouble just to make the top 6. I mean, it's not going to, when I say trouble, they're going to have, if they get into the top 6, it's not going to be a cakewalk.
No well, the thing with Wemby, if I can just chime in on that, is like everyone likes to use the phrase video game like, and that doesn't even make sense anymore because he just like breaks that entire mold. But my only worry with him is the new stipulation they put on awards where you have to play 65 games. So I think that's the only thing that could kind of hold him back is just his health. Obviously, I hope he stays healthy for as long as possible. It's just at that size, it's difficult. So hopefully.
Why is it difficult?
Well, I think just like what we've seen in history, like people at that size, it's hard to maintain that health over like a long-standing career.
That's actually not true.
Well, he's already dealt with a ton of issues. That's the only thing.
But that was, that was a blood clot. Actually, in the history of the NBA, I mean, the Chamberlains, the Russells, the Ewings, the Jabbars, I mean, these guys played 80+ games every year.
But they're not 7'5" though. That's the only thing.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is 7'2", 7'3". Patrick Ewing is 7'1". Wilt Chamberlain is 7'2". I mean, listen, it's the league, the history of the NBA. These guys are gladiators. When you look at the history of the NBA, no, these guys played. Everybody played, and they traveled on trains. I mean, when I was in college, the NBA was still flying commercially. I remember we played Notre Dame one night. We show up at the airport and the Milwaukee Bucks are running, trying to catch a plane or something like that. I'm telling you. I mean, in the past 25 years, the luxuries of the league has really started to manifest itself. But when you look at the heartbeat of the NBA and how this organization was formed, everybody played. The Dolph Shazers of the world. I mean, it's this idea that you can't play more than 65 games and you need rest day. That's all manufactured and manipulated by the league. It's actually working out, but when you look at the history of the league, it's not necessarily the case.
I want to say this about the NBA as far as their awards. They've got it where you got to play, 65? Is it 65 or 66 you got to play?
65.
All right. 65 games out of 82 is 79.2% of the games. I'd like to see the threshold come down to 75%, which is 62 games. I think if you play three quarters of the season, man, these guys, this is not like the old NBA where everybody's so athletic. I mean, you look at the NFL today, they play 17 games in 18 weeks. You get one bye. I mean, it's amazing that these guys, anybody makes it through the season and can play a full season without missing a game or two because it's so brutal. And the NBA, it's very tough because they're so much more physical today as far as, athletic, jumping, speed, and the way they push these guys, sometimes they'll have 4 games and 6 nights and they're pushing the schedule. And I know that the old guys will say, like Jordan, hey, look, I played all 82. And Bird, and I got mauled by Bill Laimbeer. I got taken down in a headlock as I'm going up for a layup and thrown to the floor. These guys are pansies today. I get that, but I just don't think you should have to play 80%. I think 75% is good enough for an award. For an award. I mean,
well, I just listen, I wasn't able to watch a lot of those guys that you're talking about play because I just wasn't born yet. But I just think the way that the game's played now is just more conducive to it's just a lot more intense on the players' bodies. The way it's more spread out, it's faster paced. I think it causes a lot more injuries for these guys, which we've seen in the past few years. Like all these guys get hurt. So that's my only worry for a guy
there's
like
a lot of
Wemby.
closeouts, and there's a lot more soft tissue injuries now because of the game is faster. Back then, the game was somewhat slower and it was more physical in the paint. The big guys were just beating up on each other. Very physical game in, the 90s. And I mean, you just go watch those old Pistons, Chicago Bulls games, and it was like these guys would have been thrown out of the NFL for tackling the way they took guys down. I mean, they were brutal.
Yeah, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer, deloading. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that what upsets me, and I don't have to bang on guys, but I see guys out of shape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, can you play 82 games and be out of shape? No, you can't. Absolutely not. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get injured. But if this is your profession, this is your job, and you're training and your body is in optimal condition, I don't think it's asking too much to play 65. I mean, Giannis doesn't miss a lot of games.
True.
He doesn't.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you on that completely.
Why?
Yeah.
Because he's in shape.
Hey, Frank, I'm going to ask you this question because it's asked of me, but what's your thoughts on this? You've been, like you said, some of the agents out there, some of these ball players themselves. What's it if he is convicted? And I'm going to say the big if, the two of the biggest letters in life. If he is found guilty and convicted, does this ruin his? Does this take him out of the Hall of Fame? I don't even know if you can do that. I've never heard of that, but
yeah, I'm gonna say no, and I hope no, because we don't know what he did. To be quite honest, I mean, all the facts have not come out. I think that there's layers and there's levels to this. So it's kind of hard to kind of draw any strong conclusion about it because we don't know what he actually did. I think the only way that anyone could be considered to be removed, excommunicated out of a Hall of Fame is if you bet on the game, like a Pete Rose type.
Yeah.
That's
if it comes out that there's collusion with the actual games, not just like a separate thing, then that will probably be grounds to
everything's on the table at that point. But beyond that, I can't see. I mean, O.J. Simpson's in the Hall of Fame.
I was just going to mention the same thing.
There's
just going to mention the same thing.
There's guys in the NBA Hall of Fame that have done a lot worse than that.
Yeah, O.J. was inducted in 1985 in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and then of course the incident that took place was 1994. It did not take him out of the Hall of Fame. Let's get back to this Warriors team in this game here tonight. This was a game of like any game. There's runs, just a lot of runs in basketball. And you saw the Warriors jump out to a 10-0 lead. Then the Nuggets come back, tie it up, and then take the lead. The Warriors are down 70-61 at the half. They come out in the third quarter, and they take the lead. And I think it tied. Yeah, it ended up being tied entering the fourth quarter at, was it 94? Something like that. I want to say it was it 94 or 84? Can't remember. I think it was 94. Anyway, they were tied going into the fourth quarter. They're tied at the end of overtime. But the Warriors, I keep going back to that Will Richard shot down 109-100.
Mm-hmm.
He misses that shot. Nuggets come down, even if they get just a bucket, 2-pointer, they go up 11. I don't know if the Warriors have enough to come back. I really don't. That was such a crucial play because it was a defensive stop, the steal, and then the fast break bucket. And I kind of thought, as I remember I'm trying to visualize that play, because I was thinking there was a chance to go to the hoop with somebody breaking. I can't remember. Somebody was cutting and might have been open, but I was just so impressed with Will Richard tonight. The fact that they went to him a couple times down, cutting to the hoop. This kid has already, in 2 short games, is learning the offense, where we're seeing Kuminga learn it now, but it's year 5, right? And basically, if you look at the two, I haven't even looked at Will Richard's age, but I bet he's probably similar to Kuminga, age-wise. And he had 4 years of college basketball. He probably had more playing time in the last 4 years.
He's 22.
Okay. He may have had more playing time in college than Kuminga had in the first 4 years of the pros.
Yeah, well, you have also he played for Golden, the guy at Florida, young guy, who was the former head coach at University of San Francisco, who played at St. Mary's for Randy Bennett. So Golden, and he played in Australia also. So he runs a very sophisticated offense. So Will Richard is NBA ready in terms of his IQ and how to play and nuance. So what's surprising to me is that he's not that good a shooter. You know,
yeah.
And for him, I mean, he had missed like 2 or 3 before, and he lifted that thing. And I mean, when you get to that level, I guess it's a make a miss, make a break career type league. And I admire people who have that type of belief in themselves, because you know what? That's Broadway, man. That'll keep you there. You know,
right.
That's how you engage yourself with your teammates. So I salute him, because
funny enough.
You know,
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, funny enough, I played basketball for some of Todd Golden's assistants.
Okay.
That he coached with. So I just thought that was funny.
Yeah,
he's a great coach.
I was trying to. I know he was drafted much earlier. The big shooter for Florida on that team, that was Walter Clayton, right?
Yeah, he was drafted, like 21, 22.
Yeah. He was the shooter. He was the 3-point shooter, right? And he was the big scorer, Walter Clayton. Yeah. But I think Richard is the guy that seems to me like he's more polished as a defensive player. And I don't know. Clayton was pretty good. That was a darn good team last year, but I really like Will Richard. I think he was drafted 56th in the draft, 56th pick.
Yep.
So pretty much, pretty late second round pick. And the Warriors have done okay with second round picks, if you think about it. They've got Quentin Post recently. They got Richard. They got, of course, the best second round pick was Draymond Green. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones they had, but gosh,
I mean, Quentin Post was a second round pick, wasn't he? Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Post. Yeah, Quentin Post was a second round pick. Yeah.
I remember
Trey Jackson Davis was a second round pick. I mean,
that's right. I forgot he's on this team. That's right.
Well, the thing you said about Will Richard's defense is legit, because I remember coming out of the draft, his draft profile, some of the top mentions were that he's tough, mature, and he's like a really good versatile defender that he would fit in as like a 3-and-D guy on an NBA roster. And I think you can already see that in these first two games.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just so impressed tonight that it didn't happen until that they really needed to clamp down in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game and in overtime. But the Warriors were, the Nuggets kept trying to get switch Jokic onto Curry. And there was a few times he got switched, but then you could see with the way they had the versatile lineup out there, they were able to either move Horford back onto him, and Curry would get onto a smaller player, but they were communicating really well, I noticed, on defense. And that's the sign of a veteran team. And that's what got Jonathan Kuminga, in my opinion, banished to the bench at times, because defense, as you know, Frank, you're a great defensive player. One guy that is not in sync with the other four guys and throw the entire defense off. All five of you guys got to be communicating and knowing and seeing the floor. And I'm just giving a lot of credit to Kuminga, because he just looks like everything is, the light just went on.
This is year 5.
Yeah.
We saw the light come on last year, though.
Offensively, we did.
But listen, he's playing with 3 Hall of Famers, 4. Yeah. So, Steve Kerr really doesn't have to do anything in practice in terms of engagement. So, you know what? They paid him $25 million. He doesn't have to. I got to prove myself. No, dude, you got $25 million, and you're going to get a hell of a lot more than that. So I think his level of maturity, and again, that figurative arms wrapped around him, Kerr playing him in the playoffs in meaningful minutes, and then, he's figured out that, you know what, I could be a star in my role. I can be a highlight type player as a defender. I don't think he believed that, but now he understands that I can impact his game in a incredible way simply by playing defense, guarding 5 guys. His cash register is ringing right now. So he's figuring it out.
As a 22-year-old, Frank, I look back when I was 22. What a fool I was.
I'm 22.
Okay. All right, perfect. I got a 22-year-old on me.
All of us.
All right. Let me ask you this, D-Loading. You're 22. You're on the last year of a contract with chance to make big money.
Oh, man.
And you got, you're making $5-6 million, whatever you made, but you got another $20 million staring at you in the face that you can make. Are you playing with a little bit of anxiety trying to prove yourself?
Absolutely.
I think so. I think that's what was wrong with Kuminga.
I'm not in his head, so I can't say this definitively, but I would imagine the amount of pressure on every shot, every single decision just mounts, especially when you're in the playoffs with these guys who they know what the goal is, and you're expected to have that kind of mentality. I feel like he's just playing a lot more free. He doesn't have to worry about that as much. And you can see it in how he's playing. He's playing more poised. It doesn't feel like he's playing as erratic as he might have the past few years. He looks way more calm. So I definitely think that was part of it for sure.
I think so. And, he doesn't have the great security with the contract that he was probably hoping for, but he's got $25 million roughly this year. And then next year it's a club option, right?
Yeah.
If they don't elect it, then he's what, a free agent?
Unrestricted.
Yeah. So if I'm the Warriors and the trade deadline passes and Jonathan Kuminga continues to play at this level or even gets better as the year goes along, I don't know if I guess you don't have to do it. You can wait till the club option, let the play, but I'm definitely taking that second year and I'm saying, okay, we're adding 2-3 years more on top, giving this guy a little bit more peace of mind and just locking him up for 4 years at, 25, 30 million a year and giving him that, just, hey, you're here to stay at least for the next 3-4 years.
Part of the Warriors' greatness is their ownership group. And it doesn't, Laker obviously has a lot of confidence and, he knows basketball beyond like the average, maybe old school owner. But this dude is involved. This guy's been an NBA owner a long time before he's with the Warriors. His son played at Menlo. This guy knows basketball. Yeah. So there's no way that he was going to allow anybody in that organization to just let Jonathan Kuminga walk out the door. He wanted to see what he's watching right now, a finished product who is on the cusp of becoming somebody who we can really go to. He didn't want to see that guy walk out of this building. And now they got him under a pretty decent contract without massive years. So he has to go out and prove that he's worthy of an extension. So things are working out pretty well right now.
Yeah. So what do you guys think to this question? I'll let you guys answer it, then I'll give my 2 cents. What happens when Seth Curry and Melton, all of a sudden I'm forgetting his first name, Melton. DeAnthony, there we go. DeAnthony come back to Pods. What do you think, guys?
I don't think Seth's role is really going to be that big. I think it's more just going to be a bench depth guy when they need it. Back-to-backs, kind of like they haven't even played TJD, but I assume it's going to be more so something like that. Pat Connaughton will probably be moved out of the picture. Melton will be playing a lot if he's fully healthy. Pods, I assume, will be moved to the bench. I don't want to overreact because it's 2 games into the season, but I thought Pod's minutes out of everybody else was the most glaringly bad minutes.
Oh, yeah.
I was so much more happy with the Will Richard minutes tonight than I was with the Pod minutes. So I don't know. I know for sure, or I don't know for sure, but I assume that Seth Curry will not be a pivotal role on the.
Yeah, I think Seth will be kind of that guy that might come in and be similar to the old, not like, oh gosh, why am I drawing blanks tonight? Sean Livingston, not the depth of Sean Livingston, but the maybe Barboza type guy that gets some spot minutes here and there. Seth will be toward the end of the bench is my guess, but I think you'll see him come in key situations. Maybe you get 12, 15 minutes out of him some nights. Other nights, where his brother might be sitting for back-to-backs like you talked about, he might get 25 plus minutes, those nights. He could still play. He's still got a good shot. I'm not so sure what happens tomorrow night. Portland, you've got back-to-back. I don't know if you see more of we definitely know Horford's not playing. Do you see more of and you know what? They've got a rough week. I think they have another game, a back-to-back coming up early next week, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But that's like just smart roster construction. The Seth Curry is a regular season piece. You need that with the roster with the average age that they have. You need that for the regular season.
Yeah, they're actually going with 15 this year. They're actually going with 15 when they add Seth Curry and Melton. They're not going. Remember years past, they've gone with 13 guys and left 2 open spots. Never have they gone to 15 in the last few years. They've kind of just kept it at 13 or 14. With the older guys, you need those guys to come off the bench. I would expect tomorrow night, if Steph plays, they're going to try and limit his minutes to 25, maybe, right around there, depending. Maybe it reaches 30, but there'll be meaningful minutes. They're not going to just and same with Jimmy and Draymond. I think they got these young guys that can play. Kuminga, Richard, Post, Trace Jackson Davis can. You might even see some Pat Spencer tomorrow night.
I don't think that your initial inclination about Steph not playing is out of bounds. I think he probably will, but it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't play. You know what I'm saying? Because the Warriors really do have depth, and Steve Kerr wants to develop players. One of his criticisms that people have of Steve Kerr is his lack of development sometimes of young guys. And now he has a collective of players who are not only young, but they have experience and they can play with veteran-oriented players. So that's how you grow your team. That's how you build players, by giving them opportunities to make mistakes and still win. They have enough talent on this team that they can be a little more flexible in terms of who they play. So it wouldn't surprise me if Steph didn't play tomorrow, although he probably would go crazy if they tried to set him out. This guy loves to play basketball.
I'm excited to hopefully see a lot of Will Richard minutes tomorrow.
Yeah. You said Moody is going to be available tomorrow, deloading?
Anthony Slater, I think like 5-6 hours ago, tweeted that they're hopeful he'll make his debut tomorrow. Okay. Also, what do you guys think is going to be the mindset of that team who just lost their head coach?
It's either going to be they rally behind this new guy, or it could be.
Who's the new guy? Anybody know?
No idea.
It's Scott Brooks up there?
I don't think he is. Not that I know of. It wasn't Scott Brooks. I know that. If he was up there, I would think he would be the next in line. But let me ask you this, Frank.
Tiago Splitter.
Oh, Tiago Splitter.
He's taking the head coach.
Okay.
Position.
Let me ask you this, because guys take, like tomorrow night's a game where we don't know if Steph's going to suit up or not, but give us a reason why guys, instead of, just taking the night off and saying you're not playing, versus, you know what, we'll suit you up in uniform, but you're not going to play unless it's absolutely needed down the stretch. In the, maybe you play the last 6-8 minutes of the fourth quarter. We're going to rest you, but why do teams completely sit a guy out in street clothes versus letting him sit on the bench and say you're not going to play unless it's a tight game down the stretch? Tell us why.
These guys are egomaniacs, man. You think he want to screw his stat line up? Listen, he's going to be 38 years old when the season ends. You think he doesn't want to average 25 a game? If you come on, Steph, score the last 6 points to win the game, and he has 6 points? No, he doesn't score in double figures. I mean, listen, these guys are different.
Yeah.
If you're going to suit up, you want to go ball, man. You want to play. That's why you got to take them out of the game, because these guys are maniacal, man.
They changed the rule this year on the heave pass, the 3/4 shot.
I hate that. It's so dumb.
It's a team shot. It's not a shot that goes against the guy's field goal percentage.
What do you hate about that, D-Lodi?
You're catering to guys' inability to play selfless basketball. You're catering to a player who won't want to mess up their box score in order to help the team. They won't take the shot for a chance to help their team get some extra points, but now they're going to do it because it's not going to hurt their box score.
No, here's the problem. Here's the reason why, though. Don't you know that teams negotiate against player stats? When they're trying to get a contract, they do. I mean, literally, they say, well, you know what? We need our two guards to shoot 45, 46%. you shot, 43.8, and you had like 5 or 6 heaves that you probably weren't going to make. I mean, it seems ridiculous, but
No, I get that. But I would assume
business, man.
I would assume that that's kind of understood. If they're negotiating off of those small of statistical variables,
they do it.
I assume that that's understood. I don't know, but
it's interesting. You mentioned about not playing because what happens if they don't? It messes up their average and stuff like that. Imagine if they did points per minute instead of points per game.
Well, they use per 36 a lot to gauge stats.
Yeah. I mean, Steph, what did he end up with tonight? 42. 42. My goodness. 42.
43 in the second half. 35 in the second half. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Unreal. I mean, and I had a 9-leg parlay tonight, and I hit on I think I hit on 7 of the 9. Maybe only 6 of the 9. Kuminga needed to get 15 and Jokic get 25. I thought that was pretty easy. But anyway, well, guys, I think we're going to wrap up here. It's getting late. It's almost 11 o'clock. But final thoughts tonight. Who gets your game ball tonight? We'll start with you, deloading, and go around. I'll go last again. Deloading, who gets your game ball
ask
tonight?
this, I usually like to take the least obvious choice, or like not the most obvious, but I have to go with number 30. He was unbelievable. It's year 17. This dude had 35 in the second half. There's 25 seconds left in the game, 24 on the shot clock, and this dude pulled up from 36 to tie the game. He's unreal.
Yeah, just unreal is right. Frank, you don't have to take a Warrior now. You can go Gordon.
I mean, he didn't win. The Warriors won. So I'm going to go with Al Horford. I just love what he's doing with this team. Literally 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago, I'm standing right in front of him, getting excited because I had never seen him in person, and he's legit 6'10". He has abnormally long arms. Mm-hmm. So we love Looney, but he's a better player than Looney, even at 39.
Yeah, he is.
And his ability to stretch the court and shoot that corner 3, it puts a big smile on my face because this team can literally beat any team in the NBA in a series. So I'm going to give it to Big Al Horford.
All right. I love it. And I like what you brought up there about him being 39 and being better than Moody. He really does change the offense. I mean, Looney would not be out there on the floor at that point. And, Horford, he's 6'10", like you say, he's got those long arms. I disagreed with Charles Barkley at halftime. He was getting on Shaq saying, what do you like these Warriors team? They still don't have any.
He said that for 10 years.
Yeah.
He said the same thing.
He hates the Warriors. But he said, no problem. They don't have any center. Well, Horford may not be the most physical center. He's not, Jokic or Valanciunas, which I love, by the way, that the Denver has a solid backup center, which makes him tougher, I think, when they get into the playoffs. But Horford could hold his own. He's not, he's not going to play. What do you think he's going to play? Probably 25 minutes a night. What did he play tonight? 29. And it was overtime. So he's probably going to play about 25 minutes a night when he plays.
Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing with Horford is that he opens up that lineup with Kuminga. Like, if that was the same lineup in overtime with Steph, Jimmy, Dre, Kuminga, but it was Looney, that lineup is so much worse because he can't spread the floor. Horford completely opens up that lineup.
I agree.
It makes it all work.
Yeah. Yep. I agree too. Yeah. Bill says 9 legs. Geez. Yeah. I'm kind of a fool when it comes to these things. I keep trying to get the odds, more plus.
Oh,
so I keep trying. I'm yet to hit one of these big 9-10 leggers. I usually get 80% of them, and there's always one or two that messes up. But one of these days, I'm going to hit one, and it's going to be a big payoff. But
Dan,
what's that?
I hit a 25 for $1,400 parlay on Sunday.
Mm.
It was only 3 legs. It was 3 touchdown scores. And
no.
on Monday morning, I got an email. They restricted my access from using the app anymore. So I can't use the app.
Oh my gosh.
They won't let me bet on the app anymore.
You killed it, huh? Oh my gosh. That's awesome. 3-leg touchdown. Wow. Yeah, that's tough. Anytime touchdowns are tough to get. Yeah. All right. My player of the game, he didn't play as outstanding of a game as he did in game 1 of the season, the opening night win. Gosh, that was just what was that? Tonight's Tuesday night. All right. Why am I even forgetting who they played already?
Lakers.
That's right. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. So my player of the game is Jimmy Buckets. He wasn't doing a ton in the first half, but that 3 to put him up by 6 at the top of the circle there was just, so Jimmy Buckets. And then his defense, you could see him just stepping up, and he was just like a glove. He looked like GP, Gary Payton, the first GP, dad. He was in these guys' grill at the end of the game. He was not going to let anybody beat him, and getting the rebounds, just having him on the court down the stretch just is a you look where the Warriors are at right now, right? Probably the smartest move that they've made in a few years is just letting Clay kind of go, right? I mean, I don't know if they have Jimmy Buckets if Klay Thompson is taking a salary on this team of whatever he was wanting, right? And I love Clay. He's one of my favorite players of all time, but I don't know if Clay is how he's going to do this year. One game he had the other night against San Antonio, he didn't look good at all. His shot was way off. He was missing badly. But I hope Clay, all I can say for Clay is I hope he finishes well and knows when to walk away and doesn't hang on and stay on long enough because of his pride and then kind of leaves not a bad mark on, but just where he starts to embarrass himself. I'd like to see Clay finish out well, but not, become where he's a liability and everybody in the league says he's a liability. I don't want that for Clay. And because he's just one of my all-time favorite players, not just as a player, but a person. I love Clay. So, but I'll take Buckets tonight, Jimmy Buckets, and Warriors go up on the season 2-0. Like you mentioned, deloading, very important to get a lot of these games in the West because they all count in the end. And we know that for that 6th seed, wherever the Warriors are landing, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 10, I don't know where they land, but it's going to be within a game or two at the most. Because these teams are going to be all bunched together in whether it's in the mid 40s, high 40s, 50 range. It's going to be right there, 45 to 50, and every game counts. So that's the only way I can see if Kerr's thinking of that. Like, hey, we can get a game with Steph. But what's your take, Frank? Does he play tomorrow night, Steph? Yes or no?
I'm gonna say yeah. Yep.
Deloading?
I would say yes. I don't know if Vegas knows something that we don't, but the Warriors opened up at +2 underdogs for tomorrow night. So
Steve may have already spoke. I'm going to say, well, I was going to say no because I saw him kind of hobbling there at the end of the game. He got hit pretty hard. It was physical, and he was in an overtime game, and not only overtime game, but an emotionally kind of draining game. But now that you tell me that they're underdogs,
He ain't playing.
he ain't playing.
I'm changing my mind. I don't think he's going to play.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing if they underdogs. I bet you. Yeah.
hopefully he did say something, and this isn't a Damon Jones situation.
Listen, yeah, I just want to let the listeners know about my my YouTube channel. So
yeah, let's do it, man. Let's tell everybody about Frank's YouTube channel. It's called In the Dungeon. I think I got a little. Let me see. Tell us about it while I pull it up here, Frank.
No, it's interesting. Some of the people who are loyal subscribers of your show, they check me out every once in a while. So I appreciate everybody who steps in the dungeon every now and then. But we do a show on Sunday nights called In the Dungeon, spelled like it is in the background, and very loyal fan base. I love doing the show, and we talk sports, we talk music, and I give a film review, a movie review every week as well. So be on the lookout for that. Follow me at Big Frank Red on X as well. And, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's DUNGEN, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right,
ENTHADUNGEON.show.com.
There you go. No spaces. No spaces. So.
And in the Dungeon Show. Dungeon. It's
in the dungeon
there, though.
In the Dungeon Show. Okay,
yeah.
There
Frank,
we go.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So I was on with you on Tuesday night, but prior to that, I had not talked to you in a while. And I think the last time that we were on the thing together, you told me to watch Sinners, and I did. It was excellent. So I'm asking you, do you have another movie that I should watch?
Yes.
Because the last one you gave me was awesome.
Yes. Was it Just Another Battle?
One Battle After Another?
Yeah.
I did see that. That was great.
Was that awesome or what?
It was so good.
I'm going to give you another one that's not in the movie theaters, but I think you would like it. A film called Relay.
Okay.
I haven't heard of it. Yeah, Relay is really good. It's really smart, kind of an undercover spy type movie. Check it out, man. Relay.
Awesome. I will.
All right.
All right. And then here we have, we're going to get out of here, but here's Frank's show. Go visit it on YouTube, In the Dungeon Show with no spaces.
.com. Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, guys. We'll get the music going. We'll get out of here. I can't talk for 10 seconds as soon as I turn it on because it muffles my voice. So, all right, guys. Appreciate you watching. Bill says Clay had to go. Yep. And he loved him too. Yep. Frank Red, appreciate you. We'll I don't know if we'll do another show tomorrow night or not. We got World Series tomorrow night, so we'll be probably doing that. We'll catch you on the next couple of shows, Frank. Appreciate you being here. Thanks. Hey, and deloading, if you can hang on with me in the green room, I want to chat with you real quick.
For sure.
So hang with me. Johnny hit a 9-leg last Saturday. And mid-led last game in college football. Yeah, I've done some 15-legger parlays in college football and lost on one stinking game. It's like ridiculous. Hit 14 out of 15. I'm gonna hit one this week. I'm gonna hit one. So yeah, we'll see you guys. Take care. Catch us on the get the music going again. Catch us my Shohei Ohtani video tomorrow. Make sure you catch that, and then catch us tomorrow night for World Series postgame. All right. Have a good night, everybody.